Amisha Vora joins in to talk more about the markets and the trends that she sees from here on. Amisha, give and take everything, I think anyone would have taken this expiry at this 5150 level. I mean, we rallied about 4.5% this series, and we had so many cues stacked up, you know, the RBI and the Fed policy, our own issues as well, the Greek elections, etc. And it worked well in our favor. Do you think the market will be more constructive from here on?
It looks like that, you know, in the first 2 weeks or so, it should be a little more positive from here, though it will, beyond that, to some extent also depend on how the monsoon pans out, and, you know, it really doesn't disappoint us too much. But otherwise, there will be some hope building about the change in a key position in the government and, you know, a few things coming by, provided the attention is back to administration and policy making and not just politics. So this is what some hope will remain, and I think that, you know, because of which the markets will continue to show little strength from here on.
The next trigger, of course, for us is the earnings season. Which are the sectors that you would be most wary about, where you're expecting big disappointments this time around, and which are the sectors that you think will deliver positive earnings this time?
I think that, you know, the way we've been talking to a lot of banks and including some of the corporates, I think that a very huge pressure which was there in terms of slippage in this quarter could be little less as compared to what had been the flow in last 2 quarters. And NIM should be okay to steady. So I think that banks will show reasonably okay performance in terms of what it used to be in last 2-3 quarters. But in terms of disappointment, I think that auto will suffer a bit, both in terms of demand and possibly in terms of margin, as also telecom, because I think they will, quite few of them will have a lot of market problems, as also the problems. So I think it's probably the weak spot, the auto and telecom. Expectations. Software that continues to remain muted the way some of the things have come out. So I don't think there would be any substantial negative surprise, though there will be nothing great.
Misha, within these 3 pockets, pharma, mid-cap IT and gold loan companies, if you had to identify any stocks that one could pick up with an investment perspective in mind, which one would it be?
I think we are very bullish on Ranbaxy within the pharma, and we think that post the resolution of their US problems, which they've been facing, US FDA problem for last almost 3 years, I think over next 3 years they will go places with a very strong parent, extremely strong first to file pipeline, and domestically also gradually their portfolio is shifting from to a better product mix. So I think all these 3 augur very well for Ranbaxy, and from investment perspective we think that this is a very good turnaround story and one should very aggressively look at it.
If you do believe that there's a little bit of upside in the near term, Amisha, for the next couple of weeks or so, pending clarity on the monsoons, what is the extent of the upside you think for the Nifty?
I think it will probably get kept around 5250, 5350 range, and beyond that will be, once again, one needs to probably see how rain also favor us, but I think to that extent it looks possible to me, and I think that some of the low hanging fruits, as what we think, whether it is really or not one needs to see, in terms of policy action at least should start.